now to talk to you guys about what you should be doing on social media. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Jill McCarthy. I've been with Scentsy for 8 years this month, and I am a Superstar Director for Team Wickless Sparklers. And I had to go about my business a little bit differently than the average person. So I'm just going to share a little bit of that with you. And this past weekend, I did a simulcast on Alison Dalkey's and Alison Dalkey's group. So some of you might have seen that. So I'm going to kind of extend that because I think your personal brand and what you do on social media all kind of goes together. And so now we have a little bit more time so I can extend on some of these. And I'm going to talk about how important live video is for some of you. Just what you should be doing and where you should be on social media so that you can really get your business moving, and what you shouldn't be doing. And so get ready to take notes. You guys will be able to ask me questions in the event or if we have time here after. So I will get started. First of all, I have been in direct sales for, gosh, this is my 18th year. I failed at probably 4 or 5 companies before Scentsy. So all of you that are out there thinking that you've done 4 or 5 and you're just not good at it, you are what you think about. And I think the biggest thing is you have to find where you're supposed to be. So if you've done other businesses, look at that as just your testing vehicles to get to the right vehicle, which is Scentsy. During that time, I had moved from Maine to Florida, and I got a job as a compliance director for a financial services company. And so then 2007 came along, and that is when this thing called social media popped up. And MySpace popped up. And, you know, I don't want to say I was one of the first people on Facebook, but I was probably right up there compared to how many people weren't on Facebook. So doing my job, handling compliance, I was the one in the office that made sure all of our documents were up to date, that we're doing things up to par, that we couldn't get in trouble with any of the banks or financial services. But my owners, my bosses were forward thinkers, and they said, this social media thing is going to be good. This social media thing is going to be big because beyond email, you actually have you're actually able to talk to people in real time, just like you would on AOL back then, Yahoo back then. It's going to be big. So they pretty much pushed that pile of paperwork to me, and they said, Jill, you handle it. But during that time, so I thought I was getting a promotion. I wasn't really getting a promotion. I was just getting more work. Fun for me. But I fell in love with social media, just figuring it out and the learning curve and seeing how you talk to people, because there is something to this. It is not as easy as just throwing up a fan page or throwing up your personal page. And I see so many people say like, I have a fan page, I don't get anyone talking to me. This is social media. It's not social sales. So that's what people have to look at. It's the social word. It's not social advertising. It's social, and then media is just what type it is. And you can have billboard media, you can have TV media. This is the media that is online where you can talk to people in real time. And so, you know, when I joined Scentsy, I really didn't know how I was going to go about it because I was in a very abusive relationship. My boyfriend of 15 years became a severe alcoholic. And so whenever I would leave the house for any given reason, whether it be groceries or to try to do home parties, my stability in my house kind of got really messed up. So I feared leaving, but I really wanted to work my Scentsy business. So I decided, if I can mix the social media thing with Scentsy, I might have something here. Now, all of us quickly forget that social media seems like something we've been doing forever and ever and ever, right? But it was just a few short years ago that people were saying, you can't work a business using social media. You can't be successful. You can't get people to buy from you. And I was bound and determined to change all that. And finally, the last couple of years, Scentsy has really said, hey, we need the social media training in here. We need these consultants to know what they're doing. So with all that, I was able to build my business. I also was able, that company shut down, and I was able to not have to go back to work because I had already started my social media consulting business where I help business owners get their social media going and tell them what they're able to do. So I was able to not have a boss, and I was able to move out of that abusive, alcoholic, toxic relationship. Thank goodness. In 2015, one of my businesses wasn't doing very well at all. My grandmother had passed away. My dog had passed away, my Great Dane, in August. My grandmother had passed away 4 weeks after that. I finally got my boyfriend to move to Ohio where he could get some help. And then right after that, I had to move. So this was all in a 6-week time span. If it wasn't for knowing what to do on social media and working my business that way, there's no way I could have sustained what seemed like the impossible, because in November of 2015, because of my amazing team and customers and all of my relationships I built online, I was able to promote to Superstar Director. I am here to tell you that if you learn to do this thing right, and you accept that there's a learning curve, and you accept that you're going to have to try to figure some of these things out, but there's help now, and there's people that say, yeah, this social media is a big thing. I'm also here to tell you, I'm not one to promote only working your business using social media. I really had to, and my learning curve was so long. So it just took forever to learn everything. I was just lucky enough to work for a company where they sent me to training. I got one of the best social media gurus, a few of them actually, that took me under their wing. Many of you might have seen blogs and things online from Kim Garst. She's been my business mentor and friend for probably about 7 years now. And pretty much because of her, I have the businesses that I do. So what we're going to start with today is letting you know that there are specific things that you guys can do online. Things that you shouldn't do is start your Scentsy business, throw up a post that says, hey, I'm a Scentsy consultant, and think that's all you need to do. The net of social media is really wide. And if you don't work your platforms every single day, figuring out how to make yourself stand out among 150,000 consultants, you're just going to blend in. So many times I see new consultants start and they grab flyers and posters and things from other people, and they just blend in. You know, I'd love to say you're probably the only consultant in your friends' feeds, but you're probably not. So if you post everything and talk the same as other consultants and just act like an online salesman, they're not going to want anything to do with your business. You've got to share the journey. You've got to share what's changing in your life, how you've changed, how Scentsy's had made a difference. That's what social media is. If it was sales media, then it would be nothing but advertising. So with that, we're going to start tonight about things that I talked again on the simulcast. And the first thing that you guys need to do is, if you're serious about becoming director, you need to decide what your message is. What, beyond your why, what is your message? What do you want to get out to people? And this is going to be creating your personal brand. And so I know you guys have heard the word personal brand so many times, and you think to yourself, my personal brand is Scentsy. I do Scentsy. But that is not your personal brand at all. So with that relationship that I was in, after I was living alone, and through that 15 years that I've been building my personal brand, in the 8 I've been with Scentsy, I've really had a chance to make myself known to people outside of Scentsy. And that's because of that relationship that I was in. About 7 weeks ago, he recently passed away. And we had talked every single day, even though we didn't live together. And my story took shape again. And that's what your personal brand is. When I moved out from that toxic relationship, it was the hardest thing that I ever had to do, because I thought he was going to die. But I also wanted to inspire women online to believe in themselves, to be able to be financial independent, to have that girl boss, I can do anything attitude, and not let anyone stand in the way of their dreams. And, you know, sometimes you think, maybe I can't go on because now that he's passed away, my story becomes very painful for me to even talk about and remember. And then there's people that walk up to me and say, I know you, you're the girl with the dachshunds and the girl boss and that. And then I think to myself, now I know I'm making a difference. So that's what you guys need to think about. Your personal brand is the story that you tell your customers, right? It's all of your social media posts and your customer interaction. So think about that. When you're posting something online, and you look at it, can you say to yourself, that post is part of my brand? Or is it just some random flyer that someone else did and you've seen it 900 times and you think, but I really like that, but I'm going to post it anyway? Is it part of your brand? Everything I post screams being part of my brand. It's how the building of your relationships and how you work your business. Your personal brand is not the Scentsy logo and is simply not colors and fonts. You don't need to think to yourself, well, I don't make enough money for a font or a logo. I don't make enough money for this. I can't be like her. If I could only have that stuff and a website, I'd be rocking. First of all, I'm here to tell you that is absolutely not true. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to build your personal brand. You don't have to have a website. You don't have to have any of that stuff. And even if you do, if you're not taking action in your business online and off, you don't have a business anyway. So it doesn't matter what the personal brand is. To have a personal brand screams what message you're trying to send out. But if you guys aren't following up and getting in front of people or talking to people all day long online, then your personal brand doesn't matter, because you can have the most beautiful website or beautiful social media timelines in the world. If you're not posting and talking to people and thinking that people need to come to you, your personal brand won't matter anyway. So your personal brand, guys, is what makes you different. Excuse me. And I'm going to use me as an example for all of this so you guys can kind of see. It will evolve. For me, I was very confused at the beginning. So everything that I did had purple and stars and Scentsy this and Scentsy that and Scentsy this. I had no idea what personal brand is. And that's what I love what I do now, so that I can show you guys and teach you, so the light bulb goes off and you go, okay, my personal brand and my personal branding is my message. And then Scentsy's the vehicle that I use to get to where I want to go. So you don't have to have purple and star. That's Scentsy's logo. That's Scentsy stuff. Their message is generosity, authenticity, all that. That's their message. What is your message? Why did you decide to join Scentsy? And maybe it's not why you joined. Maybe a lot of you are thinking, well, I just joined for a discount. Didn't we all? Didn't we all see all those candles and all the wax and we were like, we're just going to do this for a discount? You know why we tell ourselves that? We tell ourselves that because we're afraid of failure. And if we decide not to do anything with it, we can say, I just joined for a discount anyway. Yeah. You have got to dip your toe out there and say to yourself, no, I'm doing this because I want to help share the opportunity people, and I want to help share the life with people, and I want to show people what my dreams are, and I'm going to show people that I can do it. It is really freaking scary to put yourself out there online, guys. But if you put that old no, I'm doing this type of thing, and a lot of people laughed at me. A lot of people were like, oh, you're doing a little candle business when you have an office and executives you talk to all day. I thought that having executives and not posting about my business online was going to make my business grow, and I would just do it as a secret little side thing, right? It would just be this little secret till I thought to myself, I get to not have a boss anymore. I get to go on fabulous vacations. There's people that say to me, I want to travel like you. You're always going somewhere, right? Not when you have a boss. So that's when I puffed up my chest and decided that I was going to share what I was doing online, but I was going to do it the right way. And that's what I'm here to share with all of you guys, is there is a right way and a wrong way to do this, and a way to get people curious about what you're doing, and a way to get people to hit that unfollow button because you're blasting them. And it takes a complete mind shift for you guys, because I know when I get through this, you're thinking, but if I don't post it on my personal page all the time, how will they know what I'm doing? Well, one, I'm going to share with you how they'll know what you're doing. And two, trust me, we're all freaking lurkers on Facebook. We all know what you're all doing. We click and look at their employment and see where they are and see what they're doing. People know what you're doing. I rarely ever post about Scentsy sales or promotions or anything like that on my personal page. But I can tell you, the 200 people in my VIP group, I take care of and send them mail and make sure they're taken care of. And I make sure every single month they know that I'm their Scentsy girl. I'm their Scentsy girl. And they rock my business. That's how I promoted to Superstar Director. That is how I earn the trips that I do. That's how I get to go where I want to go. That's how I don't have to find another job again, is because I do it the right way. And it just takes a little bit of a mind shift. So your personal brand is what makes you different. So I want you guys to write that down. Like, what makes me different? I say this to my team all the time. What is your superpower? And I know you're all sitting out there, or some of you are saying, there's nothing special about me. There is something special about every single one of you. You know what made me special is no matter how painful my story is. And a few weeks ago, I couldn't get through it without even crying. I had to adjust to a new normal of not hearing from Kevin every single day. He was my best friend for 16 years, but I know I can inspire people. And so what makes me special? The fact that I share my crazy 3 little dachshunds with everybody and everything that I do. The fact that my website, Wickless Jilly Sue, is nothing but pink and girl boss and hey sister, no one's gonna stop me type of attitude, and sparkle and shoes and makeup. I embrace who I am. And there's plenty of people out there that have no use for dogs, no use for maybe being single, maybe have 10 kids, and that's great. They're gonna connect with the people that have those things, and I don't. I can't share, common ground with someone who has kids or anything like that. I've never been able to go through that, but I have animals, and I love makeup, and I love going shopping, and I love sunglasses, and I love traveling. And so instead of, I used to think badly of myself. I used to think, oh, I'm not married, I don't have children, I was in an abusive relationship, what do I have to offer? No, you guys all have something to offer, and that's what you should be sharing online and in your personal brand. Now I get 10,000 pictures of dachshunds coming my way, and that's how I connect with people. If they send me a picture of a dachshund, that means they're following me, and I'm like, that is so cute. Where did you get it? You guys, I think a big part of this is learning to have conversational conversations. I preach it to my clients. I preach it to my team. I preach it to everyone I talk to. However you talk face to face is how you need to learn to type. And so many of you are missing the boat on that. If someone tags you in someone, if someone sends you something online, those are your open door informations to start having conversations. And maybe Scentsy doesn't come into the topic while you're messaging the first 2 or 3 times. But maybe the 4th time you talk to the person online, you say, oh my gosh, I forgot our new catalog is coming out. We have some cute pet warmers in there. Do you want me to send you one with some samples? Nobody's ever said no to me. Why? Because it's not the first thing that I lead with. I do not lead with it on my personal profile. I do not lead with it in conversations. I talk to people like they're in front of my face, just like I would if they were at a cocktail party with me. And that's the part where so many of you are like, I don't want to ask people to book a party. What needs to come before that online and doing online marketing is conversations. That's why I'm not a big fan of booking blitzes. I think it should be booking blitzes if you've talked to people beforehand. So I'm not saying no booking blitzes, but if you know you're going to have to do a booking blitz come fall, you should start talking to people in July, asking how they're doing, seeing how the kids are, where's camp, what are they doing, how's the husband, have conversations. And then when September or August comes, you can say, hey Janine, I loved hearing about your camp. How's the little girl? I forgot to ask you, you're one of my VIPs. Do you totally want to go on my booking board? There's my booking board back there where I write their name. All my VIPs love to be on the booking board because they see their name in lights. They know they're a Jilly Sue VIP. And I'm telling you guys, when you treat these people like VIPs and have conversations with them, they come back year after year after year after year. So next, why is having a personal brand important now than ever? Plain and simple, because of social media and online marketing. So paint this picture. Back in the day, before social media, consultants didn't have to do much to stand out. Simply great customer service. But now everything has changed. Remember, Mary Kay lady or the Avon lady, they would just go door to door, knock, knock, and friends would come over, and that was it. But now we scroll through our feeds daily so fast. We are now blessed with being able to work our businesses online. So we have ultimate, guys, if you step it up even this much with customer service and following up and talking to people online, you will beat out the people that aren't doing it at all. And do not be a one-hit wonder where you're like giving people their Scentsy and never contacting them back when you have this wide world of social media. You can get on Facebook and contact them. I just sent a text blast out today. Then I use Hit Me Up text service to send individual texts. Then you can email blast people. The sky is the limit. The problem is we're not utilizing. We're getting that sale. Oh, here's a sale. It's done. And then we never contact them again. You need to make these people that are buying from you your bestest buddy friends online, and then they will feel like they knew you forever. So with hundreds of consultants online, we have to do more than just throwing up the Scentsy logo. You can't just throw up a timeline and say, hey, everyone, I'm a Scentsy consultant. And then these are the same people that go, no one's messaging me. No one's booking parties. Do you think people that open a franchise open the doors and just sit there and people come flowing in? No, they have to market. They have to advertise. They have to put the guy with the whirly sign on the front thing. You know, the guy that's swirling the whirly sign around to get people to come in. They need to give samples of food. They need to get people to try their stuff. They need to ask for referrals. They need to get coupons. That's what you guys need to be doing. So here are some tips to build your personal brand. Here we go. Okay. Always be yourself. And watching some of your favorite consultants is great, but trying to be just like them will not create your brand. Guys, I know, we love YouTube. We go to YouTube for everything. And that is a great way to get people to follow you. But if you're gonna start on YouTube or you're gonna go live on Facebook, you need to first, what I just said before, figure out who you are, what makes you special, what makes you connect with people, and how you can leverage that to be different. You don't need to be, you know, the Christina Stainbrooks or the Katie Farners or the Edie Codys or myself or anyone that you see online. You are you. You are special. And if you embrace that, you're going to attract the people that want to do business with you. The key is consistency. Number 2, figure out what makes you different than everyone else. Figure out how people can identify with you. What are you uniquely good at? And showcase your talents. Here's some things. Guys, are you a vegan? Do you love dogs? Have you had a tragedy lately? Have you dealt with a sickness? Do you have kids? Are you homeschooling? What things in your life are you doing that you know if you jumped in different Facebook groups, you could connect and meet new people? You know, what are some things? I was in a toxic, abusive relationship, and I live for my dogs, and I love to shop, and I love social media. So that's what I use to connect with people instead of being embarrassed about it. It's who I am. So that's what you guys need to figure out first. Then you need to look to your competitors. If they're all wearing black, you wear red. If you have a passion for quirky glasses, highlight the glasses. So in other words, you need to look around online, social media, see what everybody else is doing and say, I'm going to do the exact opposite. Now that is hard for some of you because the second you see a post up that's doing well, you're like, oh, I'm totally stealing this from you. No. Take that post and say, I'm going to go recreate something that's my version of that, or the Jilly Sue version. Why, when we see a post, do we feel like we have to repost it and copy it? You need to create your own brand, your own message. If other people are doing it, fine, let them do it. But you need to stand out and be different. If you have a fun personality, showcase it on video. Talk about your passions. Find ways to meet people in groups. Number 4, and I'm sorry, I get so parched. Be honest and build credibility. Turn your customers into a loyal following. Something that I want to share with you guys that I started doing online is last year, and I still wasn't great at it. That's what I'm working on this year is I had a VIP group for years, and I never really did anything with it. And then I was horrible at follow-up. Guys, one of the best things that you can do is learn everything you can about the Scentsy reports in the back, and you can pull them and you can see when people's last purchases are. And you know, I just literally started pulling all my reports and making sure that I tried to get all of those people in my VIP group, and I rolled out the red carpet for them. And how I built loyalty is I just started saying, I'm going to invest in mailing them something every month, the people that have purchased from me. And it's turned my business around. I mean, last year, just talking to them in a VIP group, just connecting with them daily, putting them in a Facebook interest list, which we'll talk about all that, and connecting with them online every day. That group has gone from 110 people, which after 8 years, 110 VIPs is how I earned the Dominican. And now since then, my goal has been to just keep adding people to the VIP group. And now I think I'm well over 200, but I make it a point to join my VIP group on email. I send messages out. I send text messages. I try to get all of them in that VIP group. And I'll tell you why that's important as we go through all this. Number 5 is bleed a little, guys. Share your strengths and weaknesses, share lessons you've learned, and show your imperfections. I said something to Heidi not the other day, and I said, I superstar director here, and I've actually considered over the last 8 weeks not doing it anymore. And you see me here tonight, but Kevin was a big part of my Scentsy story, and it was just too painful to have to repeat that, you know, he recently passed away. And I had talked to him every day for 17 years. But you have to show that vulnerability with the people that you're doing business with. You don't have to get online and just lay it all out what you're going through. But people in general care. They want to be by your side. They want to know that you're not perfect. And by you showing your imperfections, they can relate to you, and they can say, if she got through all that, I can do this too. And so it's really important that you show who you are. Consistently deliver. When I started doing that VIP group, and I'm going to tell you the 3 groups that you need, and I started mailing to my VIPs every single month, just a sample with a flyer, 49 cents, I would mail to them. And it might have started at 20 people, guys. I consistently have done it for over a year now, and those people are the ones that buy every couple of months from me. It made a huge difference. I was just a sample with a flyer in a little card. I don't know where my other ones are. It was in a little envelope this big, 49 cents, and 10 people was $44.60, and 20 people, and it's got up a little bit higher now. But as I've continued to mail these out, they see my face every single month when Scentsy sends out the newsletter. They see my face every single month when they get one of these. Now I'm getting them posty saying, I love Jill's Happy Mail, because people are getting bills and all that stuff. You need to show consistency. Your brand is not about a shiny logo. It's about the total experience you provide. People have choices, and you need to show them why they should invest in you. If you're a flighty consultant, there's 100 consultants behind you online waiting to pick up that customer. If you're here one day and gone the next, and if you're, oh, I went through this today, and oh, I was sick last week, I never once got in my VIP group and used the excuse that I had a death in the family or I was sick, which I was. I just, kept sending them stuff, kept sending them emails. You have got to show consistency, and when you show consistency, they will too. That's why I say you can't expect to post one thing on a fan page and one thing here, and then, oh, we were traveling, and oh, we were doing this. You need to show consistency. You need to put on your calendar when you're going to be in your groups, what time you're going to go live, when you're going to post, and you need to do that stuff every single month, because that's why YouTubers do so well, guys. They tell themselves every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to post a video, and their fans start following them and they gain consistency. 3 things that I always say you must be online. COA, consistent, original, and authenticity. Consistency, originality, and authenticity always. And those things will change your business. Apply yourself consistently. Show people what they can expect from you over and over. On social media, guys, show snippets of what you do. Let people come inside your Scentsy business. And that can be with little snippet videos that you post inside your pages. You can use Snapchat. You can use Instagram stories. You can use Facebook stories. We all know it now. At the top of, oh, my phone's up there. At the top of Facebook now is the little circle where you can do live streaming. You can do a little Snapchat Facebook. Guys, do that. I did one the other day where I took a little video, put it on Facebook stories that I was mailing out Happy Mail, and I got 10 people asking me for Happy Mail. I'm like, oh, Happy Mail only goes to those people that order, and I got 4 orders from it. Let them into your life and let them see, and tell yourself every day I'm going to do a little Facebook story. That doesn't mean you have to be on camera, which we are going to talk about, but show different things. You think that nobody cares, but they really want to see what the Scentsy craziness is all about. So if you're mailing stuff, if you got an order in, if your kid just jumped in the Scentsy box, take a little snippet of it and let people in. You will get people watching, especially the people that don't dare to say anything in public. They will start sending you messages. Build your story. Identify your key, or identify around them your story, tie it all together, and identify your theme. Identify your key theme and your story, tie it all together. What is your overall theme? What is the theme of your business? Is it that you want to have mommies make their houses more safe? Is it that you want to help moms or people that are sick and need extra income? Is it that mine was girl boss motivation and no one's going to stop me, and I'm going to show people that you can use social media to do this? What is your theme behind everything, and build that into your story? Mine was that I needed to get out of an abusive relationship, no matter how much I loved Kevin, and it was the only way that I could do it. Even though people were telling me I couldn't. Lots of Scentsy consultants that I looked up to told me that I couldn't do it without doing home parties. And I don't have the biggest team out there, but I stuck with it and I did it my way, and I was happiest doing it my way. So that's something that you guys need to think about too. Do your homework. Know your audience. Know your competitors. Guys, I know all of us Scentsy sisters are like bestie friends, but we're all competitors too, especially online. If you don't take a few minutes to learn some things that are different, learn Canva, learn PicMonkey, learn YouTube, learn video editing. If your thing is home parties, stick with home parties and rock it. But if you want to dabble in social media, you can't say, I can't do graphics. I can't do editing. I can't do any of that. okay, then don't do social media. But if you think that you can just post one post a month or one post a week and people are going to think that you're actually serious about this, that's not going to happen. Social ethics. Ask yourself a question. How would you feel if this post made the front of tomorrow's newspaper? That's everything you post. And I'm talking, guys, now that you've started your own business, Facebook is not a place for politics or religion or any of that. And you just need to keep it positive and know that people are watching you, because you don't want to lose customers based on posts that you put on there. And then, you know, ask yourself, guys, I want you to ask right now, do you ever stop on anyone's sales post? If someone says, oh, here's a post, buy 5, get 1 free, do you stop and go, oh, I'd love to have some? No. No one wants to be sold to. They want to see your journey. They want to see where you're traveling, what you're doing, what you're bagging, what you're working on. That's what you post. Save the sales flyers for the VIP group. Stand for something your customers can identify with. I love this quote, guys. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. Isn't that the truth? So many people come up to me now or say, like, I love what you've accomplished. I love what you stand for. It has nothing to do with Scentsy. It's that when people told me I couldn't do something, when someone told me that, you know, he would put me back where he got me or any of those things, I just told myself, I'm not going to believe this, and I know I can inspire people. So people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. If you're passionate and truly get your why, it is so much easier to translate your brand, your message, and the image. I just told you guys that before. I see some of these people, and even me working social media, I say, God, I wish I dared to post all this stuff online. And it's because I thought people looked down on me from doing Scentsy, and then something just clicked. It's like, I am Jill McCarthy, and I'm a freaking rockin' Scentsy consultant who doesn't have a boss, who can go on trips. And it may take me a day, it may take me a month, it may take me a year, but I'm getting to the top and I'm going to Superstar Director Summit. That's what I kept saying to myself. That's when I started wearing Scentsy wherever I went, head to toe, car done. I am a Scentsy consultant. And when you don't feel any anxiety online or offline when people ask you what you do, I'm a Scentsy director. I am a Scentsy consultant. I bring fragrance into people's homes and I love every freaking minute of it. That's when everything changes, because when you exude that passion for Scentsy and you show it online and offline, your business will change because of that. People gravitate to that. But if you're still like, hey, I'll do a party if you want. No, you need to be excited. You know, if you just post a flyer, people are like, eh. But if you like get online and you do a video and say, aren't these the coolest glasses ever? They're see-through and they're pink and they're amazing and everybody needs them. Everybody will want a pair of pink glasses. That's how trends work. They feed off your passion. Define your brand clearly. This is when you get into colors, logos, your name. Guys, get away from this Wickless Symphony and Scent Are Us. Use your name. There's nobody like you. I was blessed with a nickname that I used to say I'm never using on my branding. I'm never using it. But they've called me Jilly Bean in high school. And then once I moved to Florida, it was Jilly Sue Everything. And Kevin actually had me buy the URL and said, you need to brand that. And I said, I will never. But for some reason, Jilly Sue, the Scentsy director that does social media, just fits. So if it wasn't Jilly Sue, I would have used Jill McCarthy. But use your name, you know, Jody Allen, the Scentsy consultant. Tiffany Hummel, the Scentsy consultant. Use your name, and if you can't use your name, use a variation of it. And when I talk about that, is your name should be everywhere. You need to put your face with your name everywhere. When I first started, I used Wickless Elite. How would anyone ever know that I am Wickless Elite? No one's ever going to remember that. So you don't need cutesy names. People remember faces with names. Your picture should be on everything. Your picture should be a beautiful picture on all the social media platforms, a smiling you, not your kids, not the pumpkin, not your grandma, not any of that. It should be you. You run a business now. And the second you realize that you're the CEO of your business, that's going to make a difference. I know we all think, but it's my social media. I should be able to put what I want. You can put whatever you want, just people won't remember you. So start thinking like a CEO. Pick one thing and focus on it. Okay, so all of you out there that are above lead and you're wanting to get to director, but you're dabbling in another company and you're just doing the makeup for a discount and you're just doing this for a discount and you just do 31 for a discount, all these other companies, I'll tell you what you're doing because I did it. 5 years ago, I joined another company and the only thing that I did was confuse my customers and confuse my team members. People watch what you're doing online. And for some people, these consultants that want to say that I'm just dabbling in the other company, your team and your customers still know, because for some reason you're like, I love this mascara today and I love this tote bag, and people say, oh, are you doing that now? And you're like, oh, just for the discount. It's confusing people. My team, I'm still building up and still apologetic for the fact of, why would I ever veer off Scentsy? Why would I do that? Don't confuse your customers. It's not like the McDonald's executives are standing outside of Burger King. It ain't happening. They're standing at McDonald's and they're saying McDonald's is the best ever, ever, ever. You are just confusing people. Remember, what did I say? People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. So if you're doing 31 and Tastefully Simple and this company and Origami Owl and the Chalk Company and Ochot and all this stuff, people are like, what? She's just a direct sales jumper. So it matters when you stick to one place, online and offline. Take it from me. I'm not getting paid on most of your commission, on most of your sales, guys. So I am not lying when I tell you, one of the worst things you can do is be in more than one place. Give your heart, give your all, give 150% to this. Make your labels, do your thing, get your branding down, and rock out Scentsy. That's when it all changed for me. When I pulled back on that second company and said, what am I doing? I'm just doing 2 meetings and 2 this and 2 that. I was like, I'm driving myself crazy when my love was with Scentsy. And people know, when you, again, when you think that they don't know what you're doing online, they know. Create helpful, valuable content. And that means, what is content, guys? When people say, what should I post? Not just sales flyers. What you should post online are tips, tricks, entertainment, quotes. All of that stuff is valuable content. And if you've ever heard of Gary V, Gary Vaynerchuk is a highly successful businessman, and he wrote a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And this is what that means. You give jab, valuable content, jab, valuable content, jab, valuable content, and then you come in, and that's all building the relationship, and then you come in and go, oh, by the way, I have Scentsy for sale. But a lot of you online are doing right hook, right hook, right hook, right hook, right hook, and not building any type of relationship. And then you sit back and say, no one's coming back to me, no one's messaging me, no one's anything. Yeah, because you flew in online with a sale. Some of you are starting your business pages and you've never talked to people since high school, and you're like, oh, by the way, I sell Scentsy now. Do you want to buy? The girl's like, you haven't talked to me in 20 years. No, you've got to jab, jab, jab. I call it poke, 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 and then go in with the Scentsy. Poke, poke, poke. Hey, I'm here. Hey, how's the kids? Hey, how you doing? Hey, are you going camping this week? When you invest and remember with people online what their life is about, then they get devoted and loyal to you. Be human and build relationships. Another quote, stop trying to do social media and just be social. I mean, I work all of my business online for the most part, but I got 2 home parties today, and I'll do them because home parties are where it's at. When you can get in front of, this is what it's about. When you can get in front of people's eyeballs, they know, like, and trust you, they will buy from you. So now let's get real with be everywhere to respond, give value online, and know you won't be immediate return. That's another thing. You're going to have to plug away at this, and it's not going to be immediate overnight success. I'm at 8 years now. This is still plugging away every day, talking to people, building relationships, and now my client base is growing again. So I want to tell you guys, 8:08, still plenty of time, the 3 places that you need to build your business on Facebook first. Okay, so you should be in 3 places. You should have a personal profile, which you guys all have, or you wouldn't have known about this event. You should have a Facebook business page, and here's why. Because Facebook requires you to have a business page in order to have a business online. So here's the other reason. Your Facebook personal page can only hold 5,000 friends. Do you see those nice posts when people say, hey, I've reached 5,000 friends and I have to delete someone? No one wants to be deleted. So that's not where you want to run your business. Facebook requires you to have a business page. And the second reason is your business page is how possible people can find you, because it ranks on Google. Your personal page does not. So if people look up Florida Scentsy Consultant, they potentially could find me because of my business page. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, but I post on there and no one engages. You're right. You got to be consistent. You should be posting on your business page 2 to 3 times a day. You guys can check out mine at Wickless Jilly Sue to see some of the things that I post on there. It's mostly what I'm doing, the journey. There is some sale things. But to post on our business pages, of course, Facebook wants us to do Facebook advertising, but you can still find people on there. So you need it no matter what, because you don't want to be driving your people crazy on your personal page. Then also, once you have a business page and you have things, you have a certain amount, I think it's 100 people, in the employment section of your personal page, you can put your fan page, and you can go on mine and see mine. You can see it'll show you where you work. If you have yourself linked to Scentsy, guys, you're sending all your family and friends to the Scentsy corporate website. Why would you do that? You're not good. You want to link them to your fan page. The third page that you want to have, and I know people like freak out, what do I post? Does it have to be different? Is just like you started for your teams, you have a Facebook group. I want you to start a group for your customers. And mine's called Jilly Sue's VIPeeps. You can call it something fun. You can call it whatever you want. And then you need to pull out your contact sheet from the back office, and you need to go through one by one. Repeat, one by one, and say, hey, Sally Sue, you've ordered so much Scentsy from me. You're such an awesome customer. You're such a great host. I finally started my VIP group. Here's where I give catalogs first, free samples. I can message you about my personal specials. I put everyone in here together. I've never gotten a no when I've asked. Do not just add people to a Facebook group, because then they get annoyed. They want to have the choice. But you get everyone in there. Like I said, last year when I earned the Dominican, I only had 110 people in there. Those 110 people gave me sales, gave me parties, gave me referrals. Guys, here's something to remember. It is way more hard to get out there and find a new customer than it is to take care of the ones you have. I promise you. So now up to 200 people, I've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24 parties and 2 fundraisers and 3 home parties on the books for September to November, just September to November so far, just from going through my VIP and my hostesses guys and asking them, hey, you're a second-year hostess. I give extra special goodies. When do you want your party this year? All of them said yes. All of them. Because I don't just go and say, hi, I haven't talked to you in 10 years. Would you like to book a party? You need to have conversations. You need to talk to all of them. So 3 groups, well, 3 pages. You all have your personal profile. That's done. So when I do homework for you guys, you won't have to worry about that. That's done. Your business page needs to be up, needs to have stuff on it. And then your VIP group. And next question I know you'll say is, what do I post on there? It doesn't have to be necessarily different than your fan page, but you want to post things at different times so that things are a little bit different. I do first looks in my VIP group. I do first sniffs and give them the name of the scent and what the description is. And they're like, oh my gosh, I have to try that. Great. Why don't I send you a tote party? Okay. Bam. How hard is it to get a tote party or a basket party when they say, I want to smell that scent, because they can't really smell it. And then they're like, oh my gosh, all of my basket parties have come from my VIP group so far. I haven't had to ask any new people, but it is my goal to get new people to book this year because I want to be able to say they're second-year hostesses next year. So your VIP group. Okay. So, because that's going to be your first assignment, is to make sure all 3 of those are open. But the 4th part to your first assignment is also going to be, you guys are going to have to learn how to use Canva and PicMonkey to create your own stuff. And it doesn't have to be complicated, but here's something that I share with my team all the time. Marketing is a part of your business, okay? It would be great if we could just log into Scentsy and say, you know, can you do all the flyers for us? And we all grab the flyers and we all just use them door to door. Then nobody would see them, right? But now, unfortunately, we have online. So you guys are going to have to learn to do things a little bit different. And I see Dina, one of my team members, is on here. I pushed her to learn PicMonkey and Canva. And in the very beginning, she knows, same as me, our graphics were not good. I was like, girl, we need to get rid of that bright green. She knows. We changed it up a little bit. She added some quotes, Scentsy tip of the week, this, that, and the other. And now her graphics are the bomb diggity. So what I usually do, guys, here's a tip, is on Sundays, you know, when I'm now watching football coming up, I'll do 8, 10, 20 graphics. Maybe I do Scentsy tip of the week. No, there's not really a group to learn PicMonkey, Jennifer, but YouTube has tons of easy tutorials, and I will be doing a few as well just to show you guys, but it is so easy. It's literally like, here's a square, grab some text, throw it on there, put your little website at the bottom, and boom, there's an original graphic. It's not, I think the big problem with most Scentsy consultants is they just don't want to take the time to learn it because they're not good at it. I don't like to do a lot of graphics either, but you have to find ways to look different. If you do not, accept that your HR, your IT, you are marketing, and part of marketing is not sitting back, letting other people do all the work. You can do that, and you can share everyone else's graphics that everybody else has, and then you will blend in and you will not stand out. And you need to shake things up. You don't have to be super creative. You just, a good tip that I gave my people before is go on Pinterest, do a secret board. At the bottom, you create a secret board and pin everything to that inspires you. Quotes, things that you see. When you see a quote, you can take that quote and go right into PicMonkey or Canva and recreate the quote. If it has an author on it, you give the author credit. If not, you put your website at the bottom and boom, it's your own graphic. Ta-da! That's called recurating content. If there's no author on there, you don't have to give credit. If it does have an author on the quote, you just need to give the author credit, and then you put your website at the bottom and boom, you just created some quote graphics. Super duper simple. And I'll do 10, 15 of those at night on a Sunday, download them to my phone, and then all week I post them on my different pages. So it's really, really that simple. You don't have to recreate stuff from scratch. You don't have to be this creative genius that comes up with all these quotes. Find quotes and things that you like. I snap pictures on Instagram of stuff that I want to recreate, and then I just recreate it as my own. Super simple. But I will post the assignments in there. The next thing that I want to share with you guys is how important live video is for you. As I went through this whole thing, I told you how special you are and how when you get in front of more people's eyeballs, that people will trust you. I go on YouTube or I go live and people ask me about stuff in my office. They ask me where I got my curtains. They ask me, ooh, that new diffuser back there. People think that they know you when they see you on video. And so be prepared, because part of your assignments this week is to be out of your comfort zone and to go live in these groups. Yeah, I know it's so scary, but it doesn't have to be very hard. Here will be the first one. The first one will be to go live on your personal page for 3 minutes. And you just say, hey guys, guess what? I got my VIP group and my business page started. I know I don't talk much about Scentsy here, but anyone, the new catalog has just come out. I want to know who wants one, and I want to know who wants to be added to my VIP group. They're going to get free samples. They're going to get sneak peeks. They're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. So let me know, comment below and message me, and I'll get you into my VIP group. Was that like not 30 seconds? 30 seconds. Done. And if I can sit on here for an hour and go through you guys what to do on social media, you guys can go live. Go live on your personal page, go live on your fan page, and then here's something that should make you feel super comfortable, guys. You know when you're going through and you're asking all of these people to be in your VIP group, you're saying, hey, Sally Sue, I just started my VIP group and I give away free samples and all this stuff to try, and you get sneak peeks. And she says, sure. Guess what Sally Sue just gave you permission of? In that VIP group, you don't have to ever worry about how much you're posting about Scentsy, because she just gave you permission to put her in there and hear about Scentsy all the freaking time. All the time she wants to hear about Scentsy. She knows when she said, yes, I want to be in your VIP group, that means yes, Jilly Sue is going to talk about Scentsy all of the time in there. That means you can go live in there and just relax, because them your peeps. After tonight, I'm going to go live in my VIP group and just say, hey, y'all, what's up? Did you get your catalogs? If you want to be a VIP, those are your peeps. When you go live on your personal page, you need to keep it short and sweet, because those aren't people that gave you permission to really talk about your business that whole time, and they don't want to be sold to. But if you want to say, hey, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, I am going live and I'm doing this fast. I started a Scentsy VIP group so that you guys won't get all of my posts about Scentsy, but in the VIP group, that's where I give you catalogs and sneak peeks and testers of stuff and a whole bunch of cool stuff. So if you want to come in there, come on in, because I'm not going to post all this good stuff on my personal page. It can be literally 1 minute. So I'm going to focus the homework assignments pretty much around building those 3 pages, creating your own graphics in Canva and PicMonkey, and that way I'll be in the event to help you guys if you have questions, and you can post, you can create in there what you've done so we can kind of critique you and help you, and then going live on all 3 of your pages. Now people ask me, how often do I go live? Great question. I go live on my personal page maybe once a month, maybe, if that. I'll go live on my fan page at least once a week. And then I'll go live on my VIP page 1 to 3 times a week, depending what's going on. So I'm going to go live tonight and remind them about 10% off, 6 bars for $22.50, our great join promotion. They want to hear about it. Guess what? They're your hostesses and they're your VIPs. My personal page, I will go live because I haven't been live, and I'm going to remind them too. If you're not in my VIP group, you need to be, because it's 6 for $22.50 right now, and that will never happen again. So I'm going to go live in there as well. So once a month, once a week, and then VIP is 1 to 3 times a week, depending on what's going on. My VIP group is a closed group, and I do not let consultants in there. And here's what you can say. If consultants ask to be in your group, I just say, sorry, I leave it for just my customers. If someone's in there and they decide to join, I leave them in there for about 90 days so that they can learn what to do. And if it's someone that doesn't look like they're a consultant, I ask if they're looking for a consultant. Some will say yes, and some will say no, I just wanted to learn. And then I say, sorry, it's just for my customers because I don't want it overloaded with Scentsy consultants. I mean, yeah, and they're fine with it, and they say they understand. And then I just say, it's the same things that you can share on your fan page. This is the difference between a VIP group and a fan page is that all of the people in your fan page are going to see 100% of your posts. All of the people on your, that's in your VIP group. All the people on your fan page are only going to see 2%. So you'd need like 2,000 people or more to have any valuable amount of people see your post without doing Facebook ads. Can you just explain how to go live on a party event page? It's just on your phone, or now it just says go live right in the post area, Amber. You pull up your phone, pull up the event, it'll say post or go live. You hit go live and boom, there you are. Fan page and your business page is the same thing, yes. They just call it 2 different things. Great question though. Any other questions? I know I was talking about a mile a minute. I hope some of this stuff helps and makes clear about your personal brand. What I like to do is just start making a list, guys, like a little dump list of things that are unique about you. Like, what are your favorite colors? What do you like to do in your spare time? Your business page, yes, is where you can boost posts. That, however, I would not just be boosting posts if you don't know what you're doing. Guys, don't just click boost. If you have no idea how to target people, just boosting a post and not knowing what type of post to boost or any of that is a waste of time. Canva or PicMonkey. I like Canva the best. PicMonkey is fun if you're just learning, and all my graphics are done with those now. I don't use Photoshop really for anything. I'll use Illustrator sometime. That's a little bit more advanced. But you need to get into doing honestly, yes, you can learn about boosting posts and targeting audiences on YouTube, but the best way that I did is from my own coach. She taught me everything that I know about Facebook ads and all of that stuff. You can do some with YouTube, but there's a big learning curve, and a lot of it for most people is hard for them to understand. So it takes a little bit, but like with anything, editing Facebook ads, you just got to keep at it and keep like plugging away and trying new things. I don't like Photify because I don't like doing graphics on my phone. Here's another thing, guys, is that everything you post shouldn't be just to post something. You should be putting up quality pictures, things that look good, things that aren't blurry, things that look amazing. Like, this is your brand. So every post, everything you do needs to look high quality. Don't just post to post. And here's probably one of my biggest tips. So many of you get caught up in posting and you don't engage with your people that are talking to you on your pages. You have to post things that people will answer to, and then you have to come back. People will go, I posted 3 times on Instagram, and then I go look, and they're not returning the favor. They're not liking other people's pictures. They're not commenting. You're never going to meet people. This is not like, oh, I posted on my fan page, I posted on Instagram, I did some on Pinterest, but I still don't get any customers. Well, have you made new friends? Have you met new people? Have you asked people what they do? You need to think about what's in it for them and not in it for you. Yes, PicMonkey and Canva do give much more flexibility. Yes, Photify, that is like really good point. I don't like doing graphics on my phone, but I'm home most of the time. But if you're on the fly and you just need to get stuff done, that's what Photify is a great option for. I like to pull open Canva and tell myself, okay, I'm going to make 20 graphics tonight. I make them all, batch them together, and then they're done for the whole week. And I just don't like to be in a small area like my phone. That's another thing too. You can start in Canva on some things. I've never had to flip-flop. Canva has everything that I need, but I started off using PicMonkey and did great. I did my join brochure in Canva. I do all my ebooks in Canva. I do all my forms. Everything that I ever do is in Canva. And the big thing with Canva and PicMonkey is Canva, you can go back in and edit the picture. PicMonkey, you have to save it, and it's just, I don't even know if they fixed that. I use it very, very rarely, but I'm a big Canva fan. I was in their beta as well when it first came out, so I'm a big, big Canva user. I can't imagine my life without it. All of my timelines, my entire website, when you go on Wickless Jilly Sue, that entire header, all of my graphics, everything was done in Canva. Love it, love it, love it. So did everyone understand and learn something about what is their personal brand? It's going to think about what's unique to them and standing out, and how important video is. Guys, I'm telling you, if you get consistent with video, even if you shoot a video and it's not edited perfectly, you can start putting that stuff up on YouTube. You can create a video and then cut it and put it on Instagram. You can double batch your content, where if you do something on Facebook, I'll do a Facebook Live and then I'll take it and I'll put it on YouTube, or I'll cut it and put it on Instagram. You can use it on all these different platforms. And I think my last thing to you guys is be in one place really, really good. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to be on Snapchat and this place and that place and this place. Be where your customers are. And if right now that's Facebook, focus on Scentsy on Facebook and rocking it out. And then when you get really, really good at it and you feel like you can add something else in, then add YouTube, then add Instagram, then add Snapchat. I mean, I've been doing this for so long. I get a lot of customers from Snapchat, a lot of customers from Instagram, but I make friends and I spend the time to build relationships with them. You will never, ever be able to get a new customer if you don't take the time to build a relationship with them. So get your personal brand down, figure out who you are, what you want your message to be, focus on what platform you're going to use, focus on Scentsy, because that's where you guys all are going to be and become new directors, and you're going to be amazing. So I hope you guys got a lot out of this, and I will post the assignments in the event.
Jill, I wanted to just say thank you so very, very much for taking time out today and really educating all of us on social media. There's so much that I personally learned that I can't wait to put into practice, and I cannot wait to see all of these great lives that are going to be popping up. I think I'm going to have to unfollow everybody for a little while because we're going to have all these lives popping up. But I just wanted to personally say thank you. Thanks for taking the time out to to teach everyone tonight, and for some really great and exciting assignments that I hope you guys are all going to complete this week. And we really appreciate you. So thank you very much.
You guys are so welcome. I love doing this, and I'm taking note of all these names because I want to see you at Director this fall.
There you go.
You can do it, Jennifer. Woohoo!
All right, you guys. Thanks so much, and we will see you guys on the event page. Y'all have a fantastic night.